Hey, it's Luke from 102.1 The Edge. I'm here with Luke from Ivory Hours. And this is The Edge's first taste at CMW. Luke, thanks for joining me today. Awesome you to be here with me.
Thanks
so
for having me.
fun fact, something that a lot of people might not actually know is that Ivory Hours was The Edge's 2015 Next Big Thing winners.
We were indeed. I guess you guys didn't run that last year.
No,
again,
we didn't run it last year. And but since you guys won, what has really changed for the band?
Quite a bit. That was a kind of unexpected in a lot of ways that summer, and just with we had won that bunch of money and stuff, so we were able to do some touring. We got our first radio play, like commercial stuff, through you guys, and then that extended to London as well, which was really, really cool. And like kind of breaking that was a huge step for us. Yeah.
So now that you're a Toronto local, at least, what's your like go-to thing, place to hang out when you're in the city?
We've got 2 wiener dogs in the house, so we spend a lot of time at Trinity Bellwoods. That's we're just down at the south end of the park, so in there a lot, drinking Great Lakes Brewery beers most of the time. Right. Yeah.
And you guys got a new album that you guys are working on, right?
Yes, it is called Dream World.
Yeah. And so compared to your first album when you had I guess kind of like had us helping you out, what was different about putting this one together?
I would say mostly in the way that we went about recording and mixing were the 2 biggest differences. For recording, we were at a bunch of different studios. We were at Noble Street here in the city. I did a bunch out of my house. There's a couple of studios that we used in London as well, which I think is how a lot of records are being made these days, for a number of reasons. But so that was kind of interesting. And then I also sat in on all of the mixing sessions with Dan, and that was really cool because I could, when I'm making demos, that's what I do. But also I could just throw ideas at him and stuff, and everything ended up a lot more distorted and grungy this way, which is cool.
Yeah, that's great, man. Change the sound up a little bit, or?
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot more like rock and roll oriented. Some like guitars are turned up and like reverb, a lot more full. Like I was saying, we've got a touring member now as well, so can go a little nutty with the overdubs and synthesizer and stuff like that. So it's like it's a much bigger sound where it used to be like the 3 of us in a room kind of thing, and now it's a lot more grander of a production. Right on.
And as musicians, obviously, you're talented enough that you can play at least one instrument. If there was anything you wish you could pick up and play, what would that instrument be?
I just started formally learning piano yesterday, and that's it. Because if you can play piano now with MIDI instruments, you can play almost anything. Right. So that's what I regret dropping as a kid.
Yeah, I feel like every musician that was forced into piano, they hate themselves 10 years later if they just drop right out of it, because it's the one instrument that you can basically cross over to everything, right?
For sure. I blame my piano teacher, but you know what? She's probably got other things to worry about.
Right on. So when can we expect to hear the new stuff from Ivory Hours?
The record officially drops June 10th. We may do a little premiere a little sooner than that, and we'll have some singles coming out on streaming services and stuff before then, dropping videos and whatnot. Yeah.
Right on, Luke, thanks for hanging out with me today.
Thanks for having me.
Ivory Hours is performing at Adelaide Hall tonight with the Balconies.
Excited.